Well, actually, Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling is a fairly amusing novel to me. Firstly, I'm a big fan of those wizard magic stories, and I find great pleasure when I read it. Every time I come to the part of Potter encountering some vile guys, I feel extremely excited. Second, it's a good topic with my friends. Actually, most of my friends are also Potter fans. We share our comments and exchange interesting ideas with each other whenever possible. Sometimes we go out to the cinema, watching Harry Potter movies together. It's really soothing. Well, I'm a huge fan of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. In the first place, I'm quite attracted to the romantic lovey dovey story. Both Elizabeth's and Mr. Darcy's struggling for true love by conquering subconscious bias really touches my heart. I can feel that it's quite tough for them to get over the line. Second, I can improve my English by picking up some idiomatic and authentic English language. Jane Austen is one of the most fabulous writers in English speaking countries, and the phrases and expressions she uses in this book are really useful, especially for my writing. Well, I guess it's not wise for parents to intervene in their children's choice of TV programs. First, children deserve the right to make choices in the house. Young as they are already aware of their free will and the rights that come along. Too much intervention would trigger their hatred toward their parents, which will lead to even stronger desires to watch the prohibited programs. Besides, watching TV shows is an easy way to satisfy their curiosity toward the world, even programs with violence and sex. I mean, violence and sex are just a part of the world, and children will learn something about them sooner or later. I think parents should just let children know what sex is and show them the negative consequences. This can really help as it both meets children's curiosity and prevents them from going astray. Well, I totally agree that parents should control their kids' TV choices. In the first place, children are blank and they just don't have the ability of distinguishing right from wrong, so they tend to follow whatever they find interesting. If they see a TV show with violent actions, they're likely to imitate it and make mistakes accordingly. So the parents should carefully choose the channel and the programs for their kids to make sure that their kids see something positive and healthy, especially for their growth. Also, parental control is a good way to show kids what is good and what is bad. If a kid gets punished for watching something they shouldn't watch, they'd stop doing it because they feel ashamed about it. Actually, the woman opposes the college's plan for some reasons. First of all the constructions in the plan will cause a lot of noise, which will disturb the students when they are trying to get some sleep or to work constantly. So the students could possibly move out to avoid the noise, which means the campus will lose more students instead of getting more of them staying. Another reason for the woman is that the campus housing cost will be way too much for the students to afford. So they will move out and rent an apartment for a lower price. So based on the reasons stated above, the woman disagrees with the plan. First, Henry Dodger was an artist who lived far away from the people in Chicago in the 1900s, and he kept all his work in private. Besides, he had never received any formal artistic education, so his work was very unique. In one of his water paintings that described the adventures of 7 children, because he had difficulty drawing figures, he cut off figures from newspapers and magazines and pasted them on the illustration of trees, flowers, and grass that he painted. As a result, his paintings often look a little strange, more cluttered because his entire surface is painted, and it also longer than any other works. That's why Henry Dodger is considered as an outsider artist. Well, the man's problem is that it's too late for him to apply for a dorm room for the summer, so he might have no place to live in. There are two solutions for the man. First, he could stay with his parents, and second, he could rent an apartment off campus. According to my understanding, renting an apartment is a better idea for the man for two reasons. First of all, renting an apartment is what most students do when they cannot find a chance to live in a dorm. And for the man, it could save him gas fee or reference books or better food. Secondly, renting an apartment always means one could choose a roommate for his or her own. Secondly, renting an apartment always means one could choose a roommate for his or her own preference, especially finding someone who shares almost the same living habits. And I'm sure the man would like to live with someone he really gets along with well. So I think finding an apartment is a better solution. There's two principles for balance in interior design. One is unity, another is contrast. Unity means bringing together the same elements into a design. For example, you can use green to decorate your house, grassy green for the wall, darker shaded green for the sofa, and complement that with a matching green in the rug. And this will provide you a sense of order and consistency. However, if you have too much unity in a room, it'll become boring. So you need some contrast to break up that unity, to make your room livelier. For example, you can put a bright red cushion on the green sofa, so that the green appears greener next to the red. But you should be careful because too much contrast probably will also destroy the balance by making the room seem busy.